Facilities module, we've got to go through some different types of equipment. My chosen sport is climbing. One thing you can always have in climbing is the climbing harness. Now the climbing harness is just to go around you, to work out, to attach a rope to stop you falling, and to help you bring up another person if you need to, and belay another person. The harness has this, as normally may have a waist loop, 2 leg loops, and it also has a belay loop in the front where you attach a belay device to belay up the second. To close it, on the modern ones, you just pull the string through, it automatically locks it. So if I pull that now, if that's me falling, I'm not going to take a fall, it's not going to come undone, and I'm going to stay nice dangling on the rope. It may hurt a little bit, but it's not going to hurt too much. It's also got a little bit of padding along here. That actually makes it more comfortable if I'm wearing it for multi-days. And also what you can't see in here is the material that it's made out of, the nylon, is actually split into 3 pieces, so it spreads the weight across your hips. So if you take a fall, it's spread over a bigger area, it's not concentrated on an area, and hopefully does less damage to you if you fall from a greater height. So that's my modern harness. What they used to do, this is a centre harness, this is a harness a lot of centres use, okay? It's got no gear loops at the back, it does what it needs to, it's a really good harness for beginners. But the buckles, if you pull these tight, but then take a fall on them, like that, they can come, take a lot of force, but if you fall with a lot of force, they can come undone if you don't buckle them properly. So you've got to do them through there, and then you've got to double them back on themselves. There you go. And now, I can't pull that out, that's locked off. So obviously, the buckles on my newer harness are obviously a lot better. It's one movement and they're locked off. If for whatever reason I forget to lock these ones off, I can fall out of it. They can be quite dangerous, and there are a lot of stories where people have been climbing on harnesses where they use these buckle systems, and the harnesses are coming down and falling out of the harness, which is not good. But obviously a made-for-you harness is a lot better than an improvised harness. You can improvise a harness out of one of these, a nylon sling. You can, or a piece of rope. If you have a look at this, it's quite thin, so if you fall on that, you've got a lot of pressure in a small space. If you've got that going around there, and a lot of pressure on them, on me, it's obviously, it could break a rib, okay, it could do some internal damage, and you should be very uncomfortable. There's no padding or support in here at all. But, if you're in a situation where you need to use it, you can use it. Our next lot of equipment, Mr. Bennett, are our belay devices, okay? So our belay device is attached to the belay loop on our harness, okay, on the front there. Normally you'll have a carabiner, and that will go onto the front there, and you'll belay off that. The rope goes in the belay device, and it adds friction to it. So if someone falls, it's going to make them nice and safe, because it's not you grabbing onto the rope. It locks off, so the carabiner gets jammed into there, and the rope can no longer slide through. You've got to be careful with these though when you're using them. There's no cracks or any weak points in them, because if when someone falls, a lot of pressure can be put through a small device. What you can got is though what these are turned into. Sometimes the rope can slip through these. So what they've come up with is devices like these, a gree-gree. If I open that up, you can see this mechanism in here moves. So what happens is the rope goes in there, and as someone falls, it crushes the rope and locks it. So it takes a lot of the strain out of you. It relies a lot less on you. It's called an assisted braking device because it helps you out. So if someone falls from a great height through one of these, potentially it's a lot of force through you. You've got to be quite strong in order to hold it. One of these, not quite as strong to hold it, but there's a lot more moving parts, so potentially it can go wrong. Also in a rescue situation, these are a lot easier, so if you go on your SPA, things like that, you'll often carry both devices, so you're best suited for every scenario. Along with these though, and along with climbing, you'll always find different types of carabiner. Here I've got a modern screw gate, I've got an old-fashioned screw gate, okay, so a steel screw gate, and then I've got a wire gate. Okay. Now the wire gates, if I had to line these up in strength, they'll be lined up like that. Okay, so this one's the steel one here is going to be my strongest, and this one here is going to be my weakest in terms of strength and load it can take. Often a wire gate carabiner will just be used for having gear, so if I wanted to carry a sling, I'd have that on a wire gate. Nice, quick, easy access. It's not going to go anywhere, and just clip it onto my harness, clip it off. And if I run out of screw gates, I can also often use 2 wire gates to make up for it. Also with these, if I have something going through here, like that, and it gets caught, what can happen is the rope can open the gate can snap back, and then whatever it is can fall out. So if I've got rope on that, it can potentially be quite dangerous. With my screw gate, it's often a lot bigger, can take a lot wider load. Once I put something in there, screw it up. So a belay device, something you really don't need to come undone, screw it up and no longer come undone. So if my rope happens to turn round on it and pull on it, my gate's not opening. Okay, it's nice and strong. Also means it's one solid thing across here, so it's nice and strong. Same with my steel one. Okay, it's screw gate. The only difference between these two is the steel ones are a lot heavier. As you can see, this is rusted. Okay, often the springs inside are going to be rusted as well. Just means there's a potential for failure. Whereas these ones, nice, new, modern, lightweight. Okay, rust resistant, corrosion resistant, really smooth actioning. Okay, this one you've got to put quite a lot into. If we've got to carry lots of these, and lots of these are going to add up. Whereas lots of screw gates, modern screw gates aren't going to be as heavy. So that's carabiners and belay devices done. The other thing is clothing. Now with clothing, often the very first thing I'd wear is something like this, something that's going to wick a lot of moisture away from me. Okay, really warm as well, good base layer. We've then got climber specific clothing. So underneath here, I've got this soft shell. Now, if you notice, my pockets are quite high on here. So when I'm wearing my harness, okay, my harness will sit here. I can still get into all my pockets. Okay, there's also my hood. It's a really, really big hood, so I can still fit a climbing helmet under there and still keep nice and warm. My waterproof are really, really light waterproof. Pockets are nice and high again, so I can still get to them once I've got a harness on. Older waterproofs, okay, you tend to wouldn't have harnesses on them, they'd be quite heavy. This one's nice and lightweight, nice and breathable. I've got these extra padding in here in the arms, or extra section in the arms. It means I've got full range of movement as well. If I'm just wearing my shell jacket, I can have that on, I can just do that, undo that, and I can get to my harness. So it means if I'm at the bottom and it's a sunny day, I can be in a t-shirt. If it gets chilly and it gets windy, I can throw this on and still keep my harness on. Okay, don't have to stop anything at all. Then I've got trousers, so I've got the high wear areas. Okay, you can see the black bits, they're reinforced. Nice and lightweight, lots of movement in them. So yeah, climbing clothing before, when climbing first started out, was you'd have men in tweed suits. Okay, it was considered ungentlemanly to climb without an untucked shirt. So, but obviously it restricts your range of movement. Modern clothing, got nice and lots of movement, nice and lightweight, it also keeps you really, really warm. So, that's 3 items of equipment and sort of how it's changed over time. Thank you.